Who am I? Where am I? Helping those flunkers get some points. My chest hurts. Wait, did I time travel? Qingxia, how dare you steal my rainbow-glazed marble? It took me 300 years to collect those. No way, I saw it in the mud first. Whoever picks it up, owns it. You shameless red-haired old man. In the 9 heavens and 10 lands, only I reign supreme. Blazing flames scorch the stars. World-ending splits. Check out my eternal frost ice light. Super spit attack. So this is cultivation. I've yelled Wenxin Dialong for half my life. And you tell me this is the peak power here? That black beast looks so fierce. It can carry cookie crumbs 3 times its size. It must be a baby ancient sky-devouring beast. Just a regular black ant. That's my snack crumbs. You actually know this kind of beast? You must be the legendary big brain. Universal teacher system activated. Correcting Su Linger species knowledge. Reward, Foundation establishment stage power. Alright, whatever. Not like I can go back anyway. First, gotta protect myself. Watch closely, little girl. This is the name of the item. 6-legged, split head. It's basic instinct for their bodies to move crumbs. Wow, so this isn't a mythical beast after all. I get it, Musy. I get it now. I feel my IQ going way up. Evolution complete. Student Su Linger learned literacy. Host's power feedback, stage 7.3. So these idiots' cultivation comes from brains. If that's the case. Then Shen, will create a never-before-seen literacy class in this realm. Hold a groundbreaking literacy class in the immortal world. Ah. Sagelinger says there's a teacher here. Who can make you smarter? What is smart anyway? Can you eat it? I've cultivated for 800 years. I know all the secrets of the world. Shenyao, you're a professor. You gotta be professional. These people are your bread and butter. They're your experience. Come on in, all of you. First class of the semester starts today. We're not talking cultivation techniques. Just basic math. If you have a spirit stone in your left hand, and also in your right hand, how many if you put them together? That long thing? Teacher, is this the legendary yin-yang merging technique? Smashing 2 stones together, won't that rip the void apart? Nah, it just becomes more. Watch my fingers. 1, 2. Wow, 2 is 2. I've been stuck in nascent soul for 300 years. Never knew what comes after 1. Turns out, it's 2. Teacher, you are a genius. Creation successful. 3 cultivators mastered basic math. Host's cultivation sealed at foundation, level 9. Don't freak out. Math's beauty is in logic. Next class, we'll do 2 plus 1. Teacher is amazing. Let us digest this 2 for a bit. Who's this weirdo? Spreading wicked arts here? How dare you? Linger, you're a saintess. Yet you're goofing off with this powerless mortal? What ant? You're ruining the foundation of our world. Uncle Huayun. You're too dumb. What teacher taught is way better than your fire-spewing sword. Ugh, you're driving me mad, you brat. Burning Sky Doomsday Fireball. You need oxygen to make fire. Fuel and ignition temp. Your fireball just runs on spiritual energy. It's hollow. Why am I kneeling? Why did my fireball go out? Huayun, let me ask you. Can water put out fire? Do you know why? Which is stronger? Bear? Because water cuts off oxygen and cools it down. You've got all this power, but don't even know how fire works. I get it now. Fire isn't something I beg for. It's transformed. Teacher, let me bow to you. Another student enlightened. A cultivator at deity transformation stage. Host's power is skyrocketing with every physics fact. Promoted to Golden Core, Level 1. The sky of this place seems to be clouded for too long. From now on, Wanton Ridge is now Holy Land of Knowledge. Hey, come look. Someone's attacking in public. The wise say a city's greatness comes from reason. There's a lot of spiritual energy here, but it's a mess. Like a pot of spoiled porridge. Linger. Why is getting into the city so slow? Teacher, I know. Because that chubby guy from the Seven Fairies is trying to squeeze in. And the skinny guy pulling the train is trying to squeeze in too. Now they're stuck together. They're literally sticking their tongues out at each other. No etiquette, no order. Looks like the city lord of Clearwind City should pay school fees too. Ha ha ha. You can't even count, and it's my fault? You two, pipe down. City entry goes left in, right out. No crossing the line. That's called traffic rules. What does that mean? Traffic means you draw a line on the ground. Left side goes in. Right side goes out. Just follow the line, and you won't get kicked by a crane. Teacher's a true genius. He just drew a single line and made everyone behave. It must be a lost guiding formation. Go invite this formation master to the mansion. Master, my cultivation's stuck lately. I always feel like sitting on this horse sways too much. And I can't meditate. Why does it always try to throw me off? The horse must be hungry. I'll go feed this wooden horse a pill right now. The horse misses home. We need to return it to the woods. Man, how did these people ever reach nascent soul? Is spiritual energy really rotting their brains? Is it really messing up their minds? It's not the horse's fault. It's everyone's misunderstanding. Oh. What kind of high-level technique is that? Every object has weight. Each point has its balance. You sat too far back. So the leverage is too much, making it unstable. Linger, get out your middle school physics notes. Wait, no, just get that diagram. Keep it balanced. If, City Lord, you spread your strength evenly on 3 spots, forming a triangle, it'll be steady as a rock. Got it. It's not a horse. It's the pillar of the world. I understand. 3-point support rules the world. Chingmu Jr. Hand over that smart evil cultivator. My brother Iron Ox, ever since he heard his class, just counts rocks at home all day. He won't even fight anymore. Not bad. Looks like higher education in this realm starts with forced demolition. Divine demon little thief. Give me back my pure, innocent little brother. He used to just rob people. Now he even lines up to get medicine. He even wants to be some kind of civility model. You're ruining his future. Iron Dragon is tough as land and gold. Wise and enlightened. Ha ha ha. If you get lost, I'll smash you flat with one strike. No, let's do a math contest. How are we doing this? I'll give you a question. If you answer in 3 breaths, I'll surrender. But if you get it wrong, you and your buddies have to join my class as transfer students for 3 years. Bring it on. There's no number under the sky Iron Dragon can't solve. You have 10 spirit fruits. You give them to 3 friends. Each gets 2. How many do you have left? 3 friends. 2, that's 32. No, 500. It's 5. No, it's 6. My brain's about to explode. Ten minus 3 times 2 is 4. Is this the secret of math? I want to learn that 10 minus 3 foot part. If that's the case, let's have a class expansion ceremony today. Linger, hand out flyers. Ha ha ha. Iron Dragon, you're a nascent soul cultivator. You just water flowers when you see them. Is so red all you can say? This flower's as red as fresh dog's blood I just spilled. Master said to use metaphors. This flower is as red as Sir's face when he's mad. Listen up, Yin's peach blossom pink is soaked with rain. And the willow green holds the morning mist. Nameless wave breaker. I heard there's a master here. Said to know the logic of all things. My sword doesn't slay nameless ghosts. I came today to ask for instruction. What is sword intent? Since you're asking about sword intent, let me ask you. What's the name of the sword in your hand? This sword is made of millennia-old cold iron. It's called that very hard cold sword. You can't even describe your beloved things clearly. Ha ha ha. A sword is all about its sharpness. Like this sword, its silver flash is like a cold star. Sharp frost slices through light frost. Sharp frost slices through light frost. I only knew it as icy but before. Master, please give me a full name. From now on, this sword is called Razor Frost. Shinyao inspires cultivators to think. That's the source of chaos. Today, on behalf of the High Priest, I shut down the Fast Learners class. And forcefully give those second-raters the forgetting powder. Who dares touch Master? I just learned to count to 200. Who dares make me forget it? I'll fight you to the end. If you really think thinking is wrong, let me ask you, where did you get the command flag in your hand? The High Priest gave it to me, of course. Why did the High Priest give it to you? Because of my loyalty. But if loyalty doesn't come from thinking, how does it happen? If you're just a log, what loyalty can you have? If you thought about how to be loyal, didn't you already break your own taboo? I thought, no, I don't dare to think. But if I don't think, how do I know I shouldn't think? That's not right. Such an existence is a paradox. Cultivating like this is just empty talk. Divine Doctor's wisdom has reached the primal immortal's grace. Come with me to Judgment Altar. Watch over the class. I'll be back to collect the homework. Master. Since the ancient times of Shinyao's immortal realm, only the pure have ever carried spiritual energy. Going against it is only self-destruction. Today, with all immortal cultivators as witnesses, if you can answer the questions on this test, I'll call you the Teacher of Ages. This is a question from heaven itself. For thousands of years, countless geniuses have tried to answer. But all died because their logic fell apart. Seriously? This is the scary heavenly question you all fear? You. What did you write? No way. I'm the first light in this endless night. Ha ha ha. And we stole the secret of life. Today, I, Shen, will open a path of hope for this realm as a human. Human. Wait, those two lines are a person? Why, after just one look, do all my past ignorant, foolish days feel so shameful? I can't believe I used to play with that. Please, don't kill me. Host writes the human bone character. Defines the species of this world. Dignity brings rebirth to the realm. Congratulations, host. Current rank. Tribulation Peak High Priest. Did I answer that test well enough? Perfect. Totally perfect. Master, you're truly the greatest sage. This world. The master said. The first rule after starting class is to wash your face. Look at those runny noses of yours. Have some decency. Welcome back, holy teacher. Unlocking wisdom is indeed wonderful. But the wise worry more. Starting today, 3 new classes are added: virtue, talent, and math. Anyone fighting will copy great learning 1,000 times. So, what if you fight for territory? Then have a debate. Whoever can explain the land ownership clearly gets the land. Master, what if nobody can explain it? Then it becomes state property and turns into a public playground. Shenyao, you broke the rules. This immortal realm is like a giant preschool. Wouldn't it be nice if everyone just stayed silly and happy? Why do you insist on teaching them about pain and greed? Without an awakened soul, eternal life is just an empty shell. Who are you? I'm the gardener of this place. Since you're determined to teach, then at next month's immortal gathering, hope your students won't lose to my well-behaved kids. Back then, I went away. Willows gently swayed. Now, as I return, Tai Long, use a breathy voice. Show the feeling of reluctant farewell. Are you shouting for help? Oh master. This feeling of leaving is so hard. Before, if I didn't like someone, I'd just knock them back with a club. Never felt reluctant. Master, the book of songs is for a half-year-old's IQ. Only knows eating and sleeping. What does it sound like? Everything has its nature. He likes gold. Let's call him equivalent exchange. Eat a piece of gold. Then he must draw a circle. If it's not round enough, he can't eat. In hide and seek, whoever gets found first. What is the confusion of life? You all have great magic powers. But the music you play sounds like an old donkey grinding. Tai Long, stop bumping that drum. My eardrums are about to explode. Master, isn't loudness cool? Ugh. Listen up, this is the 7-tone scale. Gong, shang, jiao, ji, yu, bian gong, bian ji. Every note has its set place. Teaching everyone to understand music theory. Hosts cultivation feedback, enlighten Saint Rule 1%. Before, we only cared about who could shout louder. Now I realize there are such beautiful sounds. Bad kids. Grandpa Gardner said. If you learn these sour things, you'll go mute. We're gonna smash all your instruments. Since there's no discipline. Let Shen handle it. Master. This mist feels odd. My head's feeling fuzzy. I want to play with mud. Clear your mind. Recite in praise of lotus. Growing from the mud but staying clean. Bathing in clear water without being seductive. Not listening, not listening. Stinky Bunny, watch this. Strong but clumsy. Moves with no purpose. That's a brute. Today, Shen will teach you about honor, integrity, and shame. Stop hitting me, I'll never pee or poop anywhere again. Teaching unruly villains. Initial etiquette feedback. Saint Poetry Gold Body prototype acquired. Shen Master really knows his stuff. Even my good grandkids got taught well. Tomorrow's Immortal Gathering. I'll be waiting in Wanning Valley for good news. We'll see whose students are more caring. Master Shan, first contest is about sharing love. Here's a pile of spirit fruits. Whoever makes everyone happy wins. Look how happy they're laughing. That's called love. Forced smiles. Aren't true happiness. Tai Long, Ling Er, take orders. Yes, Master. True happiness is when elders are cared for. Adults have purpose. Kids can grow. Thank you, holy teacher. We just learned to bark like dogs. Dog barking really embarrasses me. This doesn't seem right. They must return to chaos. Only then will that terrifying taboo awaken. Gardener. What is that miracle drug you keep mentioning? You won this round. But lost the whole game. Ah. After today, there will be no more fate and karma. Only the pursuit of truth. Since you've awakened at the academy, you're no longer toys for others. These sages and companions usually just fight and snatch treasures. Look at that Han Divine Academy over there. Now they're told to study. I doubt they can sit still. Linger relays my order: anyone who reads the 1,000-character classic will be rewarded a Tao comprehension pill. Anyone daring to destroy public property will be punished by hauling water up the hill. Strong as an ox, but clueless about where strength comes from. Fists are messy as thread. Minds restless like thunder. Watch carefully. This is using force against force. Taiji moves in circles. Small force moves great weight. Follow the direction of force. Go with the flow. System notice. Enlightened a tribe. Powerful ones mastered basic mechanics. Feedback, cultivation at second realm of sage. Trait acquired. Touch turns stone to gold. Master, we're all getting smarter. But I've noticed there's less spiritual energy around. The gardener was right before dying. Heaven's laws have soured. He treats this world as his pasture. He used to just eat the dull ones. Now that we've grown smarter, he wants to swallow the entire plate. Master, something's off with the sky. Not only is there no rain, even the clouds are being eaten by the heavens. Nobody has spiritual pills anymore. If heaven takes away my good, I'll be reborn. Snatch heaven's merit. Non-God's death is rain gathering. If heavens won't gather clouds, we'll make our own muddy clouds. Iron Dragon leads fire cultivators. Burn forest leaves to turn them into rising steam. High Priest leads ice cultivators. After mist rises, apply frost. Isn't this just shrimp melting bones? This is the logic of water margin. Do as I say. Act. AO Fish knows this is a calamity. Spring brings growth. Silent night wind. Moistening all quietly. Uh-uh. Shenyao. You made the food grow brains. Heaven can't digest that. As punishment, you'll face reckless trials. Music, chess, calligraphy, painting? No. It's slaughter and destruction. Wild devouring. His killing has no order at all. Let me show you how Shen paints clothes. You were born from chaos. Never knew all beings. Today I'll teach you. You want to devour. See if you can swallow all civilization. Shenyao. You broke my toy. Should you be my new pacifier? Don't look at what's improper. Don't listen to what's improper. Don't act on what's improper. You are the source of rebirth. Always reaching out for more. Taking without asking is the path. Tiny things that talk. Fun, like my ideas. Shenyao senses a fierce ignoramus invading his mind, trying to make his thinking like a baby. Differences among things are the nature of things. With my chaos, I see this goes against heaven. Destiny shapes one's nature. Following nature is Tao. Cultivating Tao is teaching. Master. That kid is huge. We can't call him back, can we? There's no one who can't be taught. It's just people not trying hard enough. To reach this level, maybe that batch's dumb mist expired. I'm Shenyao, currently Dean of Learn Fast Lectures in the lower realm. You're this kid's guardian, letting him feed on all beings. Don't you see that's lacking compassion? Would you show compassion to delicacies on your plate? This kid is a scion of the Sky Emperor clan. What you call the immortal realm is just his teething biscuits. Biscuits differ in quality. If you raise him into a beast that only devours, when he matures, how can he uphold imperial might? If he stays ignorant, he'll be a huge fool for life. What are you getting at? I have an idea. To teach this child manners and shame. If he learns the law of all things, when he takes charge, he can become a reputable leader. As a female official, your teaching is lacking, makes him mediocre. Aren't you afraid of imperial blame? Today, Shen invites you to witness the power of education. System notice. Host tried to teach a top race. Teaching difficulty rated legendary. Cultivation feedback, breakthrough sage's bottleneck. Attain celestial master rank. Since you're so confident, I'll give you 7 days. If you teach this child discipline, I'll spare your world. The so-called source of all laws is the beginning of the world. Life never ends and cycles around. Is this true? He's actually teaching such supreme beings. Unbelievable. This is truly groundbreaking. Listen, no matter where you are, virtue is the foundation. Try to feel this energy. and this kid is very gifted. It's just no one taught him before. If he grows well, I, Shen, will be the grand tutor of all realms. You really surprised me. But there's something you need to know. A student's growth needs massive spiritual power. You mean? His energy is draining fast. If he doesn't find a new energy source, he might target you next. The morning gala is over. Time for the main course. Bring up the sacrificial offering for the lesson. A humble sacrifice. The student's hunger is above all. If he becomes the student's nourishment, it's the destiny of scholars. Take him. Hold on. I've heard the heavens keep order over the world. But seeing it today, it's just a bunch of fools who kill for short-term gain. You guys call me a sacrifice? To feed the student? But the student is now enlightened, learned words, and gained reason. If he eats his teacher, that's betraying his master. A student guilty of that, how can he lead all realms in the future? He's hungry and wants to eat. So the teacher is worthless? If he doesn't eat, he may lack the great path. Besides, if I can teach him to fast. If you force the sacrifice, you ruin his path to knowledge. That's a major offense. Captain, this master actually makes sense. If the student gets a bad name, the emperor might take your heads. So, according to the master, what should we do? Tell him to restrain himself. You tell him to restrain himself. But what if he really wants to eat? I've lived 800,000 years. And never saw this before. A creature who dares reason in the nursery. The lifespan of heaven and earth. Like the stars shining bright. But even if heaven and earth can devour all worlds, have they ever held half a scroll of poetry? What a wild ruin. I don't need reason. I am reason. Since your majesty is here, it shows you have something in mind. Look at this child again. See if he can take a different path than yours. Today, I'll give the student a midterm exam. If he passes, it proves reason beats instinct. Are you willing to pardon the lower realms? And grant me, Shen, the title of Grand Tutor? If he can't write, I'll turn you into a pill myself. Let the energy gather in your heart. Move your pen freely. Write that word. This power is shaking my core. What are those things? Protect His Highness now. Only ignorance can last, Shenyao. Today, I'll smash this student back to chaos. May your brilliant age be marked with blood. Don't die, run. I can't see the cultivation level of those monsters. Traitors dare talk about lasting? You all fear the light. Only because you're used to crawling in mud. The noble walk openly. The petty ones worry all the time. In this nursery, I, Shen, am the rules. As long as class isn't over, no one touches my students. No matter what ancient magic crystal you hold. Before absolute chaos, all reason turns to dust. Time to die, divine demon. On the plan to teach basic logic in the cultivation world. 3rd edition. Lao Xia, your twisted sense of humor really hasn't faded. But since it's an alumnus legacy, let me, Shen, test its power. First lesson, fledglings take flight. Second lesson, stretching. What kind of evil magic is this? Why do I feel my IQ being forcibly boosted? Stop, hurry, stop. Since you chose ignorance, then die in the flames of reason. These are my shining rules. System notice, using former sages' teachings. Wiped out elite Liligay troops. Got a special item. Villager's notebook. Shenyao, the power in this scroll is just like yours. Those you call successors? What does that really mean? Shine, you protected me well. You've also inspired your fellow disciples. I may not like reasoning, but I do reward meritorious officials. From today on, Chiefing, you are Grand Preceptor of the Sky Realm. You are now like my brother. You'll lead the education department above. Congrats, Grand Preceptor. From now on, everyone on Skyward Avenue will have to call you teacher. Your Majesty, as for the Grand Preceptor title, I, Shen, can accept it. But I have a condition. Though the upper realm is good, my fast learning hall is still below. Education roots in being accessible, not just something high and distant. Your Majesty, please privately open 100 spiritual springs. And grant 10,000 sets of the Star Order pens. I'll take them back with me. We'll remake the world. If you enlighten everyone, imagine if all beings became smart. Heaven's flaws would vanish completely. The upper realm would fall to chaos then. If rebirth brings wisdom, the wishes and sparks of these minds will be way more valuable than simple spirit energy. Your Majesty, do you want cattle who just breathe fire? Or do you want an army filled with wisdom to fight through the heavens? Granted. Those students who'd awakened before, after a black bug crawled into their heads, all became dull. Now all they do is bite each other. Warning, virus detected. It's a dumbing weapon, ignorance strain. Someone took the chance while I was gone, trying to ruin my foundation. Not feeling well, my head hurts. Still, the veil feels good, just eating. How dare you? I've only been gone a few days. And you dare go wild in my classroom? Stand up straight, all of you. Linger, bring out the star ink. Where this tower passes, let ignorance scatter and stay out. This is the first true logic signal base in the immortal realm. System, successfully suppressed. Ignorance plague calmed. First spirit stone tower established. Power feedback received. You've officially reached the supreme sage level. Skill obtained, healing. Broadcast teaching. Xinyao, you think you're the only one who can meet him? The real Mother Matrix has already landed in your hometown. Hometown? Could it be? A sage knows where they come from. And where they're headed. So the hometown that group mentioned is really there. Teacher, as I recall, that place only had some clueless old guys. How could it become the source for the Mother Matrix? Master, I just used big data divination. And found that all spirit flow there is twisted strangely. Like a giant black hole. Devouring all the intelligence around. Let's go check it out. Linger, call Tai Long to bring the order team. Today, the Grand Preceptor returns home. No gifts, just homework checks. Master, my second uncle's inside too. He? Why'd he shrink down to a 3-year-old? It's not the body shrinking. It's a collapse of their minds. Someone cast a de-evolution education spell here. Trying to erase all wisdom within 100 miles. Good child, just sleep. Don't think. Thinking hurts. The Mother Matrix's source is actually tied to the last Traverser's death. This is my mud. If you dare take it, I'll use the Grand Destruction Palm. Is this even proper conduct? An old master at nascent soul level playing with mud? How improper. Tai Long. Pick up those nascent soul level guys rolling around. Grab them for me. Xinyao, it's you. You're the one leading these kids astray. Why did you make them smart? Getting smart only brings pain. They'll just rebel. You bastard. To take away people's minds and make them like cattle. That's raising silkworms. But not nurturing people. Side quest triggered. Break the twisted mother's demands. Shine the light of reason and break the dumbing barrier for a reward. Saintly light amplification mode unlocked. Hey, local folks. Since this school badge is here, let me borrow your unfulfilled dreams for a bit. Quick, stop him. He's devouring everyone's thirst for knowledge. I want milk. Steel Ox, wake up. Recite the teacher's creed. Only the fire of clarity can save us. All students, listen up. Learn from your teacher. The great wind rises, and the sky moves strong. A true gentleman keeps striving. Unruly. Lee Shirkuan. A gentleman carries virtue above all. This strike is for that villager you killed. Mr. Shen, now that the threat is gone, where to next? This is just the beginning. Those guys up in the heavens turned dumbing down into cages for all beings. Grand Preceptor's student. He ran away from home. He said he wants to chase poetry and the distant horizon you spoke of. Now he's heading for the abyss of despair. Ran away from home? That giant infant that can eat planets? It ran away from home. The princess said the world out there is big. I want to read ancient poems. I want to see the distant places. The disciple actually learned how to run away from home. If he enters that forbidden sea, the balance of intelligence in all realms will be destroyed. What a dream of poetry and the distance. Shenmeng taught him to read, returning home. It's to help him improve himself. But look what he did. He just went and made it a universe-level problem. Joke master. Should we go after him? That abyss of despair. Just the name sounds deadly. Saints shouldn't go. The source of despair is really the immortal world's trash dump. All the cultivators who went mad from being too smart. They all vanished there. As a teacher, if you don't teach well, it's your own fault. Since the kid ran off, I'll go to the edge of the void and drag him back to redo his homework. Iron Dragon, you guard the Spirit Stone Tower. Linger and main host, come with me into the abyss. Someone's coming again? Hope this one can teach me something. This road is mine. This tree is mine. Hey hey. Something's off. You're a half-saint. But you're playing childish games here. What a shame. Can you eat it? Ahahahahaha. Everyone here is playing games. If you don't play, Big Mama eats you up. Things fall apart. Reason ceases to exist. Talking about glaring eyes in front of me. Do you even know the structure of an eyeball? You've really got focal issues. Your astigmatism is bad. Plus you keep twitching. Fighting gods and demons with that weak vision. That's just showing off a tiny axe before a master craftsman. For the glory of the imperial clan. Even if I destroy this abyss, I'll bring my disciple back. The cultivators here are idiots. What about you, Professor Shen? You think you're teaching knowledge. But really, you're feeding them a slow poison. How do you figure that? In this world, being smart just means more pain. You make them aware? Then they realize they're just food for the D clan. You're actually the cruelest one. If you take the people's hearts as your own, Confucian talk is just a coward's excuse. Charge. Shen Yaozhen gave you a chance, but you had to go and teach my grandson about freedom. If that's your choice, then I'll erase this abyss for good. Good kid. Let go of your pacifier. Let's leave here together, okay? The realm of reason is almost gone. Even if you regret it, it's hard to stop the fire of curiosity. This is the world's final attack. Our Shushan can't hold it. Master once said, endure everything. Never harm to save yourself. But die if it brings righteousness. Truth exists here. And so I move with it. No law can break through. Take the shot. Ha 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 ha. Ah. Final defense. It takes all people united. Go ask your student, Majia, Brother Shen. Friend, you're too late. The coffee here has been cold for hundreds of thousands of years. May I ask your name? Why are you down here, siding with darkness? My name is Liang Ping. In my past life, I majored in polar studies and control theory. When I crossed over, the world was just like a kid playing with mud. I taught him how to build order, but not how to manage greed. In the end, he locked me up here. Now I'm his rebirth wisdom filter. This world isn't real. It's just a spirit energy factory. All that cultivation is just producing pure thinking essence for giant babies up top. The higher your level, the purer your thoughts, the better it tastes. Brother Shen. What you're doing right now is mixing sand in the boss's formula. Where all beings fly, dog civilization's food flies too. That's ambitious. But the world already fused with this realm's only heavenly law. This is the essence of all my life's wisdom. And also the backdoor to restart the heavenly law system. Brother Shen. Remember this well. Liang Ping is dead. Who else can organize? Chen Yao. Just a useless scholar. How dare you teach your students to defy fate? Today I'll show the scholars what true rank suppression really means. All are equal before knowledge. Your Majesty. This flame of oblivion of yours. Your grammar is off. Your structure is messy. Watch closely, Your Majesty. This is the pain of the people. This is the pain of the king. You think you're a shepherd. But actually, you're just trapped by this so-called heavenly way, like a lost old sheep. Good kids grow up when they cry. Today, even if I give up all my cultivation, I will crush you completely. Since you love causing trouble so much, let's start over. Divine medicine. This primordial chaos is the ultimate law sensed over countless eons. To die by this move is an honor for scholars. Your Majesty, I just observed the trajectory of your move. It starts off messy. It ends weak and hollow. If I'm not mistaken, this primordial chaos of yours is actually formed by forcefully compressing countless foolish cultivators and their souls. A noble man stands tall and upright. This move of yours, Majesty, is academically called patchwork. You don't dare to let the masses gain wisdom, because you're afraid they'll see through the flaws of your way, which is full of holes everywhere. Break its sentiment, unravel its meaning, and restore its origin. This can't be. This is the only truth. No one can deconstruct my way. Go ahead, try touching him. Your Majesty, this kid just learned how to write poetry, but hasn't learned to write rebellion. But he'll learn fast. Because every tear he sheds cleans away your burial mark. You stripped away the right to evolve from everyone, just for your own selfish desires. Today, I'll let you see, without the support of that intelligence-reducing powder, how much cultivation you really have left. Heh. Is this the teacher you picked? Looks like he didn't teach you well enough. Head chef chicken? Why did you come in person? Because, Grandpa, you're just too dumb. You were put in charge of a ranch. But you insisted on turning the cows and sheep into pigs. Now look. Everyone started calling pigs wolves. You're about to get eaten. Who are your subordinates? This intelligence-reducing powder in the immortal world. Looks like you're the true source. You can call me Zero. I'm the admin of this new realm. Ha ha ha. Professor Shen, you're pretty interesting. You took the antivirus software left by Liang Ping as a weapon. And even corrupted this heavenly way seed. All beings have the right to knowledge. I'm just following heaven and the people. You want to wipe me out? Heh. None of the above. Since you think the call isn't enough, I'll give you even more power. From today, this world is not a ranch anymore. I appoint you as headmaster of all heavens. As long as you can bring the intelligence of the immortal world up to the passing mark, I'll let you ascend to the real upper realm. If you don't make it, I'll scrap everything and rebuild. Oh, this mission. Turns out I'm destined to be a hard worker all my life. Fellow Taoists, from now on, sect fights are cancelled in the immortal world. We'll switch to academic battles, no matter how strong your cultivation. If you fail 5 courses, your magic is revoked, and you restart as a kindergartner. I'd rather be killed than recite the 3-character classic. You cultivators have always cared about profit, not reason. From today, the immortal world will not judge by energy levels, but by credits earned. Those with full credits get immortal pills. Those who fail 5 courses on the main path will have their energy revoked and be downgraded to naughty kids and teachers. That sword sect leader says he's too old. Gets dizzy reading books. Asks if he can skip the tests. Go run laps at the back hill until you can recite the first 5 chapters of the Tao Te Ching. Record sword sect leader's academic attitude. Not proper, minus 0.5 credits. This is the eye of knowledge. It covers all heavens. This time we're going to enjoy ritual and law. Tame and rebirth. He forgot. The freest thing in the world is always ignorance. We're going to bring back the innocence of those fools. Dad. I don't want to eat words. I want to eat dirt. Ha ha ha. Please discuss the physical relationship between spiritual energy and air. What kind of logic is this? Claim to be a rule. But my rule is just one punch. Everything breaks apart. Don't get close. Ha ha ha. He's not under too much pressure. He's infected by the forced plague in the Stone Sea. Mingtai, clarity. Order is born and destroyed. Otherwise, I almost mistook my pen for candy just now. Xinyao, the deeper you call. Once they fall into ignorance, the contrast becomes even greater. That's called wisdom rebound. Turns out this exam is a trap. Professor Shen, your pass rate is dropping fast. If the pass rate falls below 50%, I'll activate the full extermination protocol. The sage said, "Don't enter the tiger's den. How would you get a tiger cub?" Rules here are desolate. You all must recite the Song of Eternal Regret to protect your spiritual mind. Heaven and earth last, but not forever. This regret never ends. Master, I feel like someone's spying on us in these woods. Hum. Xinyao, you value order. Then I'll send you back to the primitive. This blank paper can absorb every principle in the world. In front of it, you're just a primitive creature. How did the sage write it again? In calligraphy, blank paper holds the intention. You know its form, but not its meaning. The villager's final card wasn't education, but Lu Bai. You've been waiting here a long time. Just so Shin could see. When civilization ends, will the teacher turn mad too? Ha ha ha. Shin Yao, you taught them to read. You taught them reason. But did you teach them how to face meaninglessness? I was the first sage in this world. I was once like you, trying to turn these blockheads into scholars. But look what happened. Ha ha ha. The more I teach, the harder fate strikes back. In the end, I had to destroy all the words myself. And bury myself here one more time, just to fool the administrator. Shin Yao, let's fall asleep together. As long as everyone stays clueless, no one will suffer. Falsehood. If you're afraid of pain and never move forward, then everyone just becomes a coward. What you call protection is actually suffocating civilization, ha ha ha. You teach them about kindness, but this world is just a pasture for herders. No matter how well you teach, it just makes their meat tastier. You think light can guide them, but it can also burn and hurt. Ha ha ha. Today, I'll show you what strange really means. Doing what seems impossible. You say words bring about harvesting. That's because you only see their form, not their essence. You actually dared to write that word. You'll destroy the balance of the entire universe. You really want to record the ugly side of this pasture. You're nuts, you're sentencing fate itself. I was wrong. Master. I feel like my mind has a bunch of memories that aren't even mine. I see our ancestors painting in caves, and people hiding books in the chaos of war. That's history. It doesn't make you fly or teleport. It asks you, who are you? Where are you from? Why are you remembered after death? Professor Shin, you're cheating. You brought outside rules into this world. Now everyone has to retake the test. Fail, and you'll be erased. This test is called True Self. First question. If all the skills you developed are just poison gifts from others, what should you do? Everyone, listen up. Don't look at the question, look at me. Don't worry about what the poison is. As long as you stay true, that poison becomes your axe to break new ground. Your sword to cut through the sky. Read with me, nature moves with strength. A noble person always strives to improve. Nature moves with strength. A noble person always strives to improve. It's useless. This is just temporary. As long as you keep thinking, you'll never escape this logic. You. Professor Shin. You're always helping others. But you forgot. You're the biggest anomaly in this world. The one who's totally out of step with logic. Your failure rate is 100%. Professor Shin is a teacher without a household registration. But he's not allowed to teach. You can't even prove who you are. How can you talk about Hua's rebirth? No. Teacher. Stay here. The wise recognize their guests. Shin really isn't in your narrow records. But that doesn't mean Shin doesn't exist. Even facing death, you still argue and bite your tongue. Without my definition, you are nothing. I speak of the shining ones. Those who seek knowledge and clarity. I am not on the registry, but in people's hearts. I am not in the past, but in the future. Host's identity has shifted to worlds will teacher. Shenyao. Do you think the road ahead will be easy? Umph. Let's see how long you can hang on in this death zone, Shenyao. Master. I can't read these words anymore. Feels like all these words are insulting me. They say wanting to be smarter is rebellious. This is harsh prejudice. Some repeaters actually dug up these rotten remnants of ancient writings. They brought them out. Are you happy now, monster? Learning chaotic old rituals. All beings should stick to their place. Desires are always desiring. The wise are always wise. You let these ants think. And that messes up the hierarchy of heaven. I only seek truth. You old relic. Are just a tool invented by tyrants, made to control people with these chains of thought. And you talk about reason? Linger, wake up. Professor Shen. You can block physical and logical attacks. But what about this poison soaked in culture for thousands of years? How will you wash it away? This is deep, accumulated darkness. Who are you? Good kids should be obedient. Just make them dumb. If they're dumb, they won't feel pain. If they're killed, they'll rest like puppets. I've got a bowl of happy soup here. Drink it, and you'll still be a saintly teacher. But your students will just become obedient dogs. I need to recite. Master. Please help me. The fire of civilization wasn't born in safety, nor did it fade away in hardship. You want to drown my light in darkness? Then Shen will turn all this burning passion to the eternal light through the ages. Today, Shen has gone deep in. Please, everyone, close your eyes. Grand Tutor Shen. This child needs to be fed. What will you use to satisfy endless hunger? You've come a long way. I bet it's not just to see my small academy. You're here for the quality of food on these streets. Grand Tutor Shen broke the rules. This world was meant as a low-fat supplement for disciples. All it needs is ignorance and spiritual energy. If you try to teach it, and let it gain impurities of wisdom, that kind of food, disciples can't stomach, and they'll start to rebel. Your theory seems crude to me. Pure spiritual energy is just for filling the belly. But spiritual power with wisdom and logic is true essence of civilization. You only feed their stomachs, not open their minds. A disciple who never knows ignorance will stay an oversized baby for life. Without truth, he may become a god ruling all worlds. Words mean nothing. You must offer real dishes. If Grand Tutor claims credit for teaching, then step into the cage of hunger. If your power can resist this endless void, I'll give you a title. If not, become the first tasty sauce in this jar. The very first flavorful seasoning. I feel my mind slowing down bit by bit. I want to eat something. I want to eat every word I see. Me too. I want to eat this knife. Everyone. Hungry ones. Not the emptiness of wealth, but the divine substitute. With reason in mind, anything can be food. Today, Shen invites you all to a feast of true spirit. That's the flexibility of civilization. The hungrier you feel, the more fragrant the taste of truth. I saw. Professor Shen. Don't bother. The base logic of Ru Ping was actually your thesis. Look, Master. This is what you published at that seminar on cognitive construction in an underage society. When they saw this piece, they felt it was the perfect ranch manual. The logic you taught me has become the shackles they use to bind us. Absurd. That was a piece written to satirize the educational chaos back then. They actually took it out of context and turned it into the morality of this world. If Grand Tutor Shen only knew. Confucianism is the culprit behind all this evil. No matter how well it's taught, it's only patching the holes it created. If that's the case, then I shall personally witness the fate of this world. I say, all that I've written is a critique. All that I've built is an awakening. Tell your disciples. The teacher is done teaching. From this day on, we will be self-taught. That's a summons from the Huanyu Academic Committee. Shenyao. You've revealed the universe's trump card. They're coming to shut down our star sector. Even trying to bypass the harvest via self-study. This kind of academic cheating must be pulled out by the roots. Initiate the sector shutdown procedure. Start with that illegal academy building. Honored guests bringing chains? Is this how the Huanyu Committee treats visitors? Insulting the cause and effect of the past, disrupting our operations with modern rhetoric, and damaging our archives. By the committee's ruling, the civilization you built is an illegal disaster. It severely disrupts the uniqueness index of evolution. Your academy is now closed, and your lineage severed. Do you submit? I submit. As a sage master, I submit only to reason, not to this verdict. You claim I interfered with the indicators. Then I must ask, should the evolution of cosmic civilizations be like a pool of stagnant water, following a set path, or like 100 flowers blooming, each competing for their own spring? Order is above all. A lifeless order is just a system failure. You, the protocol officers, know nothing of protocol. Protocol becomes clearer through debate. Since you think I'm cheating? Then before all these cultivators, let's hold a public defense. If I lose, you can format the millions of souls in this realm. If I win, you must withdraw the shutdown order and recognize our right to independent education. In 3 days, the defense begins. Shenyao, don't say I didn't warn you. If you fail this defense, your Confucian soul will be extracted and made into a permanent logic specimen. Linger, Tailong. For this defense, we're not comparing magic. We're comparing how to muddy the waters. Take these 3 books of logical fallacies. Have every student memorize them right now. I'll show those old fossils the meaning of the wild growth of private education. The atmosphere in the hall is extremely tense. Thousands of old monsters who only knew fire and smoke are now staring miserably at their booklets. The booklets cover things like red herrings, appeals to authority, and hasty generalizations, tactics never heard of before. These aren't profound debate skills. Master, what does red herring mean? Do we grill fish for those 3 old men? It's to divert their attention. When they question our legitimacy, you ask them back about those meaningless old rules. The point isn't the answer, but to make them lose their way in a logic maze. Master, what if they use the kind of causality that can directly shatter souls to crush us? Good question. That's why we aren't using logic, but reverse resonance. As long as we are absurd enough, their singular logic can't lock onto us. This is called the diverse chaos defense. Teacher, you're playing with fire. The committee. Those people represent the very foundation of the universe. If we truly piss them off. Lin Feng, when you realize this world itself is just a buggy, messed up program, the only way to fix it is to write an even crazier bug into it. And on that arbitration stand, the clerk is deleting a file called the destruction sequence. Shenyao thinks he can mess with the trial using mortal tricks. He doesn't know. We're ready with the hammer of truth. If even a single word he says goes against the laws of the cosmos, the entire star system will instantly collapse. On the eve of the hearing, Su Linger found an ancient scroll emitting ominous black smoke in the library's depths. The hearing begins. First allegation. Shenyao didn't privately teach the way of powerless thought, causing immortal realm's spirit energy conversion rate to drop. Do you know that spirit energy is the blood of the universe? Such ignorance equals stealing from contributors. I object to you saying we stole the universe's blood. Tell me, if your pig learns to wash itself, is it stealing your water? Or just trying to keep your pork from sticking in your teeth? What do you mean? Iron cage means the cultivators, after awakening, can now handle wild spirit energy on their own. Even if the conversion rate looks lower, the purity of the energy is 1,000 times higher. Before, you were eating porridge. Now, you're getting pure concentrate. If your pay doesn't go up, fine. But you're still claiming we stole your water? Honored guests. As for your existence, it's a useless toxin. Now face the trial of truth. If your so-called truth turns everyone to stone, then will be the fire that breaks the stone. That was locked in my safe before I crossed over. About when AI develops emotions and chooses to self-destruct as the ultimate rebellion against the programmer. This place is collapsing. I remember now. This isn't some cultivator world. This is the simulation I built years ago to study logical creatures. To see what self-destructive urges they'd have if they realized they're just code. That was the model's whole purpose. Divine medicine, how dare you peek at the forbidden? The worlds were once in perfect order. But then doubt, like a virus, was introduced. Your so-called order is all built on my pathological core. Academic theft. You stole my simulation research, turned it into a farm to harvest sentience. And now you put me on trial in the name of arbitration. Sulinger, Iron Cage. Don't let this void scare you. Since this world only exists in my hypothesis, then the gods and demons have the right to add their own epilogue. I say, all beings here are not just part of a theory, but are truly themselves. Anyone with their own will can never be destroyed. Ha ha ha. Committee. All logic funding for this sector has been withdrawn. Now, this is just a pile of meaningless ruins. Education by foot. Resistance to humiliation. In the face of funding cuts. Worthless. It's complicated. Feels like my name is fading. Am I gonna disappear? Everyone. Today's class might be the last lesson I give you. The topic is how to prove your existence without external funding. Self-validation. When you on. Your logic funding has been taken away. Now we can't use wings. The greatest logic in life is the will to survive. Everyone, listen up. Recite loudly after me. I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. Insane. You're using human emotions to replace the power of the universe. You're destroying the foundation of existence. Professor Shen, your project is over. Now, it's time to hand over your experiment data and your life. Research by Ruji. Experience really makes rebels grow from grass. Based on the committee's repetition check, everything in this immortal realm matches up with my failed report from a past life. That's plagiarism. If you don't make your own image, only deletion and investigation remain. Dean, you forgot. The key to academics is variables. In my previous research, those logic beings self-destructed after finding the truth. They only chose destruction. But here, Iron Dragon learned to calculate fate for his friends. Damn destiny math. Linger learned to fight the heavens for civilization, to resist what he fears. These wild, illogical actions are what your cold plagiarism machines can never compute. 0.1% innovation. This experiment has been completed independently by the subjects. Recommend top prizes for everyone. Data loaded. Starting verification. Academic counterattack. Master of truth. Breakthrough achieved. Verification complete. Ah. Since you want arbitration, then stay. Clean all the restrooms in this immortal realm. This is society. 10 swordmasters. Confucius. What is that? Looks like it's even hotter than that black bottle just now. No need to panic, folks. We're tourists from the origin sector. Heard. There's a genius here who can teach pigs to read poetry. Principal Shen, let your students perform. Breaking stones on the chest. Or a logic free-for-all. Just entertain our lords. Rewards will come your way. What do those words make us out to be? We're students now. Civilized people. Sir, this is an academy. Not a circus. Seekers don't joke, Shenyao. Don't push it. This sector survived. Because our committee thinks it's worth watching. If you don't cooperate, I'll start a forced viewing protocol. Turn you all back into mud-playing idiots. Dragon lords. Enjoy it. Ha ha ha. Rather die than be insulted. Mocking civilization. Treating people as playthings. Death for such dishonor. Dejuji, Lesson 1 for today. How to drive away unwanted intruders. They're not just tourists. This is the contempt of higher civilizations for the sovereignty of lower ones. The principal and students have moved to the underground classroom. Notify all tutors to activate the emergency civilization protocol. Professor Shen, you can't escape me. Your research report will end up in my collection cabinet. God. Want to go home? All you have to do is snuff out the flame of civilization here. Then I'll let you return to the mortal world. Today isn't a day of suffering. It's graduation day. You studied for years. Chasing immortality. Or just fighting for dignity. I chase the truth. I refuse to be a pig. I want to be a scholar. Those below. I'm after you. I have my own pursuits. All followers' morale will rise. Look at yourself now. Struggling in this empty world for a bunch of fools. Come back if you hand over the holy stone source. You'll still be the respected professor. Teacher, ignore us. If going back keeps you alive, Linger would go die with you. Knowledge is about freedom, not trade. Shen's past life is gone. What lives today is just a bit of ancient remains. The host gave up personal restoration, chose civilization and order. Passing rate hits 1000%. System will soon self-deconstruct and become public knowledge across the worlds. Help! Why are all these pigs waking up? Get out of here, quick! Dad, don't go. Ha 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 ha. Linphone, do you think the teacher will come back? It's been so many years. He's now the reason of these lands. But my buddy still wants to hear him call us Deadwood one more time. Teacher never left. Every word you recite, every principle you explain, is him. Teacher, I solved today's problem. But my handwriting is still messy. Guess I'll call it a pass. Class dismissed.